And when Zack Page's perspective is like what cruiserweights think when they go into the heavyweight division, huh?
That's right.
I want a good clean fight. Remember, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
And they don't have, when we give you the tail of the tape and they talk about reach advantage, they can't put infinite there. But that's what you might have for Tyson Fury, a huge guy. And wanted to tell us that he wishes he could get home quickly tomorrow to see Manchester against Chelsea, the top of the table in the English Premier League. Chelsea taking on Manchester. Manchester trying to win at Stamford Bridge for the first time since 2002. And since he's from England, that's a big sport for him to get back to. Just like here, we want to get back from football in the United States. He wants to get back from football in England.
Don't wait on him, Zack.
And soccer elsewhere.
Nice move, Tyson.
Take a look at this guy. Got quite a ringing endorsement from Emmanuel Stewart. Who, of course, has had the likes of Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, from looking at Tyson, he's a relaxed fighter, and he has a good jab.
Now, he was a bronze medalist in 2006 at the World Championships, and so a good amateur background for him, which you're kind of pointing out here. A double jab from him.
Over the top.
Interesting to see where he'll be in terms of bending over and using weight distribution. We always hear about the European fighters coming over, and a tall guy might fight like a typical European fighter, stand-up style. And you can see the work they'll try to put into him to try to make him a little bit more of a puncher.
More of a puncher, exactly, because of the one thing with the weight behind him, because he weighed in 268 pounds. Definitely, he's got to have some power behind it. And they're going to try to make him work, make him to adjust to that power, make him work out that power. Definitely. Land shots precisely and land them so he can take these guys out.
Soft right hand by Zack Page. Fake with the shoulder as he tries to get the jab home.
I had spoken to both of these fighters before their fight, and I know Zack had mentioned that he wanted to go in there and chop him down like a tree. Start off with the body and go to the head. And Tyson had also mentioned to me that this guy's a different fighter. They expected him to go the distance, so they expect to work on just pretty much boxing.
Did Zack tell you they don't pay me enough for doing this? Fight a guy this big. We come to the end of round one.
The Indian jab is very smart because he can't figure out what to do now. He just keep doing it. It's a matter of time you'll be able to drop the knuckles. Look real good. Jab is what they're doing.
And the earlier ring entrance. Here it is. The executioner. And we'll get into this a little bit bad blood between the camps about Bernard's dressing room. Jean-Pascal did not want Bernard too close to him. So he put Bernard in an area that Hopkins was not very happy with. And so after a debate, Hopkins got a much bigger dressing room. So all part of a little psychological warfare.
Exactly.
I think that would be insulting if you came in and you're in a small dressing room. The other guy's got a big one. And they're trying to send you a message.
Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, this is John's hometown, so he's going to try to do everything possible.
Of course, the next guy that intimidates Bernard Hopkins, I think, will be the first. So that's a. But it's all part of the fun things to track and what goes on around the fight. That's one of the things that kind of make this sport so interesting beyond what's just happening in the ring. And Tyson Fury just did something good in the ring with a good right hand here against Zack Page.
Side to side, Zack.
Tyson is throwing out that jab, and that jab is keeping Zack directly out of punching range. It's keeping him outside of his punches. And Zack is having a very hard time trying to even get in.
Tell you what is refreshing, Troy, is to see a heavyweight jabbing like this. This is not something that's really part and parcel of a lot of heavyweights to jab.
That's right, and that's where you know if they have a half-decent amateur background, because that jab definitely needs to be out there. He's a much bigger guy. He wants to keep these smaller guys out.
You look back, some of the top heavyweights in recent years, they had that jab. Lennox Lewis had a great one.
Great jab.
Double jab here by Fury and a right hand. And that right hand getting to Zack Page. Now what's going on with the double pump on the left hand before he lands that? Take a look at Tyson Fury. Is he trying to fake him in some way?
Exactly. I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to fake him and set up that straight right down the middle. See if he falls for it.
Zack Page blocking a lot with his gloves, but some punches getting through.
And even with his hands up, he's still, no matter what, the punches are still hurting him just a little bit. They're catching him. As you can see, Zack cannot get past that jab.
And he has to gamble to get past it too, doesn't he? That's
right.
The dilemma for him. Good right hand here by Fury. So Tyson Fury looking good here against Zack Page as we come to the end of round 2.
Fighting like you did C-Suite. Settle down and relax. We're trying to knock him out in this boxing. You'll get more shots off.
Now we start round 3. Tyson Fury and Zack Page scheduled for 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. Fury 12-0 with 9 knockouts. And Page 21, 32 and 2, 7 knockouts. Here at the Colisée Pepsi in Quebec City. Dave Bontempo and Troy Russ with you. Troy, a contender champion. IBF number 3 cruiserweight contender, and also star of 3 boxing movies, and one of them you played Floyd Patterson.
That's right. Floyd Patterson, I played in The Phantom Punch with Ving Rhames. It was a really good movie. It was a pleasure for me to work with him. He was a really good guy.
As you look at Page and Fury, what's it like to impersonate a 2-time heavyweight champion?
You know what? It's tough, but luckily I had an opportunity to do Cinderella Man with Russell Crowe, and I had a little bit of experience. But you don't want to make any mistakes when you're having a big fight like this, a big fighter, a good fighter, and trying to do exactly the same things that he's done.
And of course, Floyd Patterson could have been in your division. during his day, as cruiserweights have grown into up to 200 pounds now in cruiserweight division. Just interesting if we're watching this heavyweight championship fight. After the heavyweight fight, Tyson Fury has people hoping will be a future star, and he starts to land a jab and a right hand. Here comes Fury, and here comes the Fury. Right hand, and Zack Page starting to get muscled now.
Tyson's still putting that nice jab together and keeping Zack out and landing that straight and right pretty much at will.
Jab here by Page, but Fury's is longer. Gets to the point. Page really do have to gamble to get inside this guy's jab and do some bobbing and weaving, but then the uppercut might get you.
That's right. But with Page just has to, he has to weather the storm. He has to jump. He has to exactly what he did there. He has to jump in and just try to land the body shots and bring it up to the head.
So Page, no shortage of effort, but he's been drilled in this round, the third, by Tyson Fury.
Keep him on the end. He's too much inside. Even though he's not landing nothing, he still looks better inside. So try to keep him back outside. Keep him back at that distance out there. Okay, but your boxing different. Don't get away from the jab.
You're setting it up, but you ain't using both hands.
Water. Piece of water, baby. Back to the jab.
We start round number 4, scheduled for 8 heavyweights. Tyson Fury of Manchester, England, and Zack Page of Warren, Ohio. Early in our night of boxing, later on, we'll have Bernard Hopkins and Jean Pascal. Fury with a towering edge in height and reach, and that's something that all of his opponents will have to get used to. What is the best way to fight a guy this big?
You have pretty much Zack has to get on the inside. He has to. It's like my cousin Egerton always tells me that you gotta box the big man. You can't fight with him. So what he needs to do is try to get in, like bob and weave and just jump on in the inside and let his hands go. As soon as he gets there, he has to let his hands go and get on out.
Cousin Egerton Marcus.
Egerton Marcus, that's right.
Big fighter. A few years back. You, of course, have a unique perspective in boxing as well, that you went to the Olympics twice before coming into the pro ranks.
I represented Canada in '96 Olympics and also 2006.
Tyson Fury, double jab and a left hook. There's the uppercut from Tyson Fury. Zack Page is walking into more of it.
Put it together in two, Zack.
Double jab here from Fury.
There you go.
The right hand after the jab. Zack Page saying bring it, but doesn't really mean it.
I actually like Zack's jab. It's straight right. It's coming in very cleanly.
Right hand by Zack Page got inside the jab hand of Fury. the Fury stalking Page. As if he believes some major damage can be done if he puts the heat on. There's a good right hand from Fury.
You can see that Zack is trying to get him, but Tyson will not let him get in and get past that jab.
Double jab here from Fury. And then Zack Page tying up. The night is young. Our main event later up. Jean Pascal and Bernard Hopkins for all types of history. Hopkins trying to become the oldest man ever to win a championship. He is 45 years old. And he is the 3-1 underdog here against Pascal. And there's some action from the last round.
As you can see, Tyson is setting up that jab, setting up the jab to land the straight right. And Zack right now has no answer for it. He's trying to get in, but he can't. He has no answer for it.
There's the hook by
Tyson,
Fury.
Tyson just landed that straight right on will. Keeping Zack out and just landing the straight right. Popping the jab, letting it go.
Okay, so we start round 5. Tyson Fury and Zack Page. Fury from Manchester, England, 12-0, 9 knockouts. Zack Page, 21-32-2, 7 knockouts. Here we are in Quebec City, Quebec. Dave Bontempo and Troy Ross with you here. Troy, halfway through this fight, get your unofficial report card here on Tyson Fury. Tell me about his footwork and tell me about his speed for a guy in this division. What you think?
His footwork isn't the greatest, but from what I see, that he's able to keep his fighters out with his jab, and he's got very good boxing skills. Because usually the taller fighters, they're either moving or moving away too much, and they're not landing punches the way they're supposed to be. With his reach, he's actually using his reach very effectively by keeping Page out and boxing him. He got caught there just a minute ago, but he's actually done a really good job where it comes to landing his jab and landing his straight right.
So the second part of your assessment, his mechanics, he gets a high marks so far, and he's doing a good job of this, keeping him out, as you talked about. And there's a sneaky right hand that got in just by showing him the jab.
He's blocking the vision with the jab, and he's landing the straight right. Very good job.
Jab here by Fury, and then Zack Page coming at him. There's so much money in the heavyweight division. If you have a scrap of ability in that division, someone will pick you up and try to move you because of the riches that are out there.
You always, definitely they always want to look for the big guys that can actually throw heavy shots or can just outbox the smaller guys or just look good. We want to see big guys go at it. It's always been like that for many years, since the Muhammad Ali days.
Good hook to the body here from Tyson Fury. Hook to the body again here from Fury. Zack Page is durable, as was the scouting report on him from the Fury camp. They expected Page to go all the way. And thus far, that's been proven correct as we head to the end of round 5.
okay, you're in the center of the ring. I wish you start trying a few more different things on him now. Yeah, uppercut, just any different things. Some left hook, like just different shots. Because you're doing the same thing over and over and over.
You got me? Boxing like you did. No, you're not. You're standing right there in front of him.
Well, I'm coming up from here.
We start round 6, Tyson Fury and Zack Page in an 8-round heavyweight contest. And although Fury comes in 12-0, 9 knockouts from Manchester, England, got some specific advice from Hall of Fame trainer Emmanuel Stewart between rounds, telling him to mix some things up, whether it's uppercuts or hooks. He said, you're doing the same thing. And what trainer doesn't want the fighter to do is become predictable, whether he's being scouted by someone or just to get too comfortable doing the same thing all the time.
He also has to be very careful that he doesn't try something that will lead him into a shot from Page as well. But he just has to be careful. Like, he has a good jab already. He's working on that, and the straight right's been working for him all night. Sometimes it's just good to stick to what is working.
Left hook to the body by Fury. So you're pointing out what could be an interesting clash, in a sense, a different way of seeing it between a fighter and a trainer. The trainer says, I want you to throw some different things, and the fighter's thinking, yeah, but I don't want to get caught with something. So you got to mix them in there.
That's right. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be vulnerable to anything. He's doing exactly what he knows inside the ring, and he's comfortable. He's relaxed. You can see him very relaxed with throwing the jab and the straight right behind it. So maybe he doesn't want to go into throwing anything else. But he's got a fighter here that is known for going the rounds, going the distance. So sometimes it's best just to try to get him out of there.
So Tyson Fury thought about lefty for a second and then thought better of it. Now that he walks into a shot there as he's trying to walk him back. That's a new tactic he was doing here. And if you're in the corner of Tyson Fury, you're looking way past this fight. You're not thinking this is fight number 13. You're saying, well, what are we adding in here? What is he doing that he wasn't doing 2 fights ago? I'm going to move him forward.
That's right. That's right. Right now he has time to work in the ring, work on different strategies, work on different things inside there, get comfortable, because this guy's he's known for going the rounds, going the distance. So it's right now for Tyson, it doesn't look like he can take him out, because now Page is actually looks like he's getting comfortable in the fight, getting used to the height and the distance between him and Tyson. So right now he's just throwing relaxed, and he's looking for looking to survive.
So you see the hands up by Page. Doesn't want to engage first. He'll tie up. Try to get himself to the final bell at this point. If something lucky comes along for him, fine, but we have a timeout for a mouthpiece. Get washed off.
Come on, coach, just rinse this off, please.
This is one that was pointed out by the fighter.
He said break up, relax, and hit me. Did you want to break?
Keep moving, Zack.
Okay. Tommy!
So the final seconds of round 16. It's interesting sometimes to take a break like that. The guy can get a little bit more energy, and here comes Tyson Fury.
That's right.
Round 7 is upon us. Tyson Fury and Zack Page. Fury 12-0, 9 knockouts.
I think Fury got some encouragement from his corner where he came out. He's throwing some bigger, heavy shots at Zack right now.
This is important territory, because if you're Tyson Fury, there's enough of a skill difference between you and Zack Page that you can say to yourself, I don't just want to win. I want to please my corner. I want to win going away. I want the last 2 rounds to be good, so that when I look back on this fight, I've got something to build on, confidence.
That's right, and he doesn't want. You don't want to go to a distance where many of the other Zack's opponents went the distance with him. you want to make like you want to make a statement. So I think Fury right now is trying to make a statement by putting his punches together and trying to take Zack out of there.
The other thing I'm sure they want to see from him is, okay, round 7 and 8. Let's see some intensity, because at some point, maybe in another 5 fights or so, they're going to move him up to 10-round competition. They want to see that he handles 8.
That's right.
Don't want to be winded in 7 and 8 if you're going to move a guy up. He's had 12 fights and he's an 8-round company. What do you think is generally a good number of fights for a guy to have before you put him in a 10-round?
Right. I think once you get past that 15 mark, you can definitely step up to the 10-round fights.
So Zack Fury, the Tyson Fury, just 3 fights away from that plateau. That's a pretty good barometer.
Actually, looking forward, Tyson Fury actually might be fighting a good friend of mine, Nevin Pelkage, at my fight February 4th in Aurelia. Sorry, in Barrie.
All right, so
yeah, so that's a fight that they actually want to line up for him right now.
It's working, Zack. Overhand. There you go, work.
right hand here from Fury, and Page was tying up, and Fury muscled his way out of the tie-up. And then uses a shoulder butt. Looks like he won't pay for. Right hand by Fury as we count down to the end of round number 7. Good look at the crowd here, and a lot of news media as well, television outlets. And this is Tyson Fury in the 7th.
Tyson, he's working, and he's throwing that straight right. It's just that he cannot get his punches off on Zack, because Zack is comfortable now with his height. So he's got to do something else to actually set up the shots a little bit better than what he was doing before, because it's the same thing that he's doing over and over again. He's doing.
The exact point made by Emmanuel Stewart 2 rounds ago. By you doing the same thing.
Yes, that's right.
It's hard to get a guy out of a comfort zone, though, isn't it?
That's right. Maybe he needs to add another jab to it, or just put out a straight 1-2. But he needs to switch it up just a little bit more to make Zack a little bit more uncomfortable.
Final round action. Tyson Fury and Zack Page from Quebec City. Dave Bontempo and Troy Ross with you here on the night of Hopkins Pascal. If you bought the pay-per-view for this, you get a lot of action tonight. Earlier we had Daniel Jacobs defeating Jesse Orta, but it took all of 5 rounds. And here Fury and Page have made it into the final round. You're seeing a guy trying to build himself. In the first fight, you're seeing Daniel Jacobs trying to resurrect himself, and in this fight, you're seeing a guy try to move up the ladder. Jab here by Tyson Fury. Well, for 13 pro fights, where is he at? Do they have to be careful in how they bring Tyson Fury along? Has he shown some sparks that would think he's ready to step up, or is he comfortable here?
He's definitely shown some sparks of good movements, good jabbing, good landing the straight right and stuff like that. But definitely they have to be a little bit careful with him, because I don't really like the way he's been showing the body shots too much. He leaves himself open. So they have to be a little bit careful, or they have to go back to the gym and do a little bit of work on that to make correcting, like, you know, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, if you're going to throw a left hook to the body, you want it to be like a Cooney-like left hook. You know?
Oh, yeah.
From thinking big guys, you know?
That's right. That's right.
Of course, Tyson Fury, just 22 years old. So a lot of time to work with him. Get his balance, get his leverage. How's he done in that department, you think, tonight with his balance and leverage?
Well, he's not falling all over the ring. So he's done. I thought he's done okay with the balance, and he has good mobility in there. So I think he's done okay.
Yeah, it's interesting because we won't hear Emmanuel Stewart's report card on him, but we'll get yours.
Yeah.
Double jab, right hand coming up short. All right, so this one will go to the hands of the judges. We suspect it will be very anticlimactic. Tyson Fury should glide to win number 13 and stay at 9 knockouts. Zack Page was happy to get to the finish line.
Oh, definitely. Zack is a survivor. He knows how to survive. He knows he's been in over 50 fights, and he knows how to survive. He knows how to box with these guys.
So, Emmanuel Stewart, 41 champions. First one was Hilbert Kenty. Great Kronk era. Tommy Hearns was part of that. Milton McCrory. Here's some highlights from this fight. Second round, Tyson Fury was putting some hurting on him.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's popping that jab. He came out clean.
Then the fourth round.
He's working his jab, like same thing. Is what he knows. He's popping that jab straight right. Nice hook. Fake him a little bit. Now in the 7th round, he throws the right hook, and now he's letting his hands go in the last and final round.
A lot of wide arm punching though from Tyson Fury tonight.
I think coming down to the last 2 rounds, he got a little bit desperate. The fight was at too much of a steady pace going into the last 2 rounds. So I think he tried to pick it up, and I think his corner with Emmanuel Stewart was trying to tell him, you got to pick this up. This fight is getting boring. It's getting boring for the crowd. Pick it up. You're a big guy. You can actually do something.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici maintenant la décision des juges. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 8 rounds of action, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Les juges Leblanc, Procopio et Roussel remettent tous des cartes de pointage de 80-72. Judges Leblanc, Procopio, and Roussel all score this bout 80-72 for the winner by unanimous decision. Le gagnant par décision unanime, Tyson Fury.
So it's a shutout and almost a no-hitter for Tyson Fury. But the point you're making about the crowd not liking it here, talking about it getting boring the last couple of rounds, and then came out from their sentiments after.
That's right, because here you have a big guy and it's over 260 pounds. He's fighting a guy that's about 212 pounds, and he couldn't really do anything with him. Zack got comfortable inside the ring, and he started moving around. Although he couldn't get to Tyson too much because of Tyson's jab and long reach, but he actually survived the fight. And Tyson, I think his corner was a little bit upset with him. I thought they thought he could have done more. Like, I mean, if you're in shape, you can actually put out a lot more than what he did.
At least create some danger for Zack Page, which he did not do.
That's right.
In this fight. Zack Page saying, I did survive.
He's definitely a showman. He comes in singing, and then he bounces the crowd at the end of it.
Well, the sport could use some more personalities